Okay, boys and girls, it is time for our directed drawing this week. I have to tell you, this week it's a little bit harder, okay? So we are actually going to draw a picture of you being a marine biologist. And a marine biologist is one of the professions that we talked about that help save our planet. A marine biologist is the one who studies life in the water, all right? So to get started, you need a piece of paper and you need to lay it down horizontal. Okay, so that's the long way going across, all right? And you need a pencil. And the first thing that we're going to draw on the marine biologist is their swimming mask. So if you have ever gone snorkeling in the water or I'll show you a picture of her right here, okay? We're going to draw this part, her mask that goes over her eyes so that she can see underwater and it still protects her eyes. Now, if you're a boy, of course, you're going to make it a boy and you're not going to put the ponytail, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Right now, we're just going to start with her goggles. Okay, so we're going to start kind of down towards the left-hand side of your paper, not all the way to the edge and not all the way to the bottom. And we're going to start by kind of making a little hump. Remember, if you use a pencil, it's better because then you can erase when you make a mistake, okay? Now, under that little bump, we're going to do kind of the top of an upside down heart where it kind of loops. And I already kind of made a mistake, so I'm going to fix it because we want our loops to come to about the middle of our goggles there. There we go, that's better. And remember, Mrs. Bennett makes mistakes too. That's why we're using a pencil, so we can fix it. All right, so those are the goggles. Now, around the goggles, you are going to draw your head. And remember, this is going to be you. This is you being a marine biologist, okay? So we're going to draw a circle. We know that the eyes are going to go right here in the goggle. So the biggest part of our face is going to be under the goggles. Okay, so you're just going to make a circle. Now, we want our goggles to go all the way out to the edge of our face. So I'm going to fix that a little bit so that my goggles reach all the way out to the edge of my face there. And if you've ever worn goggles, you know they fit really snug so that no water comes in, right? Okay, so there's my goggles. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is draw the snorkel. Now the snorkel is going to kind of look like a backwards L, and it's going to be coming out of the mouth. So it's going to look like a backwards uppercase L. It's going to go this way, and then it's going to go up. And then we're going to make it just like a block letter or an outline. Okay, and we'll erase that part of our face right there. All right, so again, at any time, if you need to pause the video to fix yours, you can. That's kind of what it looks like right now. I want to make this a little bit rounder. There. Okay. And the next thing that we're going to do is draw the shirt. And the shirt is just kind of going to be a half circle. Now, if you're in first grade, we've been cutting circles in half, right? So we're going to come around here, kind of make an uppercase C, and then stop and draw the line. Okay?
Like a D.
It looks like a backwards uppercase D, doesn't it? Okay, so that's going to be the body, or the shirt. I'm sorry, just the shirt, not the whole body. Okay, After the shirt, we're going to draw a pair of shorts. Now, scuba divers usually wear wetsuits, not swimming suits. And so that's why the scuba diver has on a shirt and shorts instead of a swimming suit. Okay, so we're going to draw the shorts, and she's kind of facing sideways in this. See that? All right, so we're going to draw the shorts. They're going to come straight out from the shirt on both sides. And then about halfway, we're going to make a little sideways V. That's where her legs are. Okay, and those are her or his, if you're a boy, shorts. Okay, now sticking out from the shorts, we're going to make your legs. I'll make one leg there. And we want to make sure and leave enough room at the bottom of the legs to make the flippers. Because when you scuba dive, you use flippers on your feet to help you swim like a fish. All right, so we need to make sure that you leave enough room for the flippers on the ends of the legs. Okay, the next thing we're going to make are the flippers that you're wearing. So the flippers are going to kind of be like a tall mountain, but you're doing it sideways and then come across at the bottom. You want them fatter at the bottom than they are up at the top. Okay. Again, if this is going too fast, you can stop it at any time. Just pause it and look at it to make it the way you want it. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is the ocean floor. Okay, so the floor of the ocean does not have waves on it. The floor of the ocean is actually kind of like the beach. It's sand. All right, so the floor of the ocean is kind of look like that. It's not water, it's the bottom of the ocean or the floor of the ocean. Okay, the next thing we're going to make is her arm, because she's reaching down into the sand to try to grab something. So we're going to erase that part of the sand right there, and we're going to make her arm reaching down into the sand. Maybe she found a seashell or a treasure that she wants to grab. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to outline the inside of the goggles. So you're going to go exactly where you were, exactly on the goggles, but you're just going to do another piece around them. Because if you've ever worn goggles or glasses, you know that there's this piece, right? And then the middle, the inside is clear, like plastic or glass, so that you can see out of them. Okay, so that's the inside of our goggles. All right, the next thing we're going to draw is the hair. So whether or not you're a boy or a girl, you can do the front part of the hair like this. Okay, now if you are a boy, you probably will do short hair like that. Okay, if you are a girl, you might want to pull your hair back into a ponytail. And because you're down in the water, it's kind of floating up into the air there. Okay. And then we are going to draw our little eyes peeking out from the goggles. And our mouth. The snorkel, that's what this is called, is a snorkel, is inside of our mouth. Okay. And sometimes when you're snorkeling, guess what's coming up out of the top of your snorkel? Little bubbles. Because you're blowing your air out through the snorkel. All right, so that is our directed drawing for today. if you want to see a finished one. I don't have time to color mine, but you can look right here for the finished one. I'll show it to you. And then you can just pause this if you want to. Now, I told you that after we were done today, we were going to write about one of the professions that you might want to be when you grow up, a profession that helps save the planet, all right? So I wrote about being a marine biologist. And I said a marine biologist studies life in the water. They study the plants, that should have an S on it, more than one animal, animals, and water. I'm going to erase that L. So both the L and the S fit. Okay. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this is because I used the conjunction and there were 3 items that I was talking about. I used commas with the word and. They study the plants, comma, animals, comma, and water, period. So after you do your writing, please use a crayon or highlighter to highlight your uppercase letters, your periods at the end of your sentences, and commas and conjunctions if you use them. All right, so that's my profession that saves the planet, a marine biologist. And you may choose whichever one you want to write about. Thanks for joining me for our directed drawing today. I'm going to show you one more picture of the finished one, and we'll see you next time. Bye.